recording in some video that Nolan Wells can be heard saying, "Give me my freaking keys." Excuse me, give me my freaking phone.
For real?
And it's been two different.
YouTube. Alright, we got my boy Flacco. There's some more evidence on the Nolan Wells. So my boy Flacco gonna break it down.
Confirm the police ain't doing
Nolan.
everything they could do to solve this Nolan Wells investigation, potential murder. And it's probably because there are some very powerful families involved in this situation. Not only are they not doing their job, the judge will even take it a step further and say, yo, there are obvious crimes and arrests that needs to be made already that they are neglecting and refusing to act on. This is Carlos Moore. He's a former judge in Mississippi and current attorney. Y'all called us race hustling, ambulance chasing grifters because we say, yo, this Nolan Wells situation doesn't smell well and we want an investigation. So we race hustling, ambulance chasing grifters. So now you guys got to deal with an actual attorney, somebody who actually knows the law, somebody who was a judge, who knows how the enforcement of the laws are supposed to work. And let him explain how exactly the police is botching this investigation and not doing what they are supposed to do.
Hey, we really don't see a lot of people be like, you know what, I'm gonna grow up and be a judge. I feel like if they made all this shit fun and like not easier to do, but know how to do it, I feel like a lot of people, we need more judges. You know, it's a hell of streamers. I'm sorry, I'm one of them. But you gotta think about it. Is it gonna be a lot of judges and lawyers and shit in the future?
Now, as you listen to him, ask yourself this: if Nolan Wells was any other race, let's not even say white, if Nolan Wells was any other race, do you think this investigation will be going how it's going right now?
Hello, friends. Come on in. I'm Judge Carlos Moore.
Judge Carlos Moore. Man, say it one time for him, man. Judge who?
Carlos.
Say it one time for him, man. Judge who?
Carlos.
Hello, friends. Come on in. I'm Judge Carlos Moore.
This brother dropped a 40-minute masterpiece going at the police for their 1 hour of investigation before they said no foul play.
Facts.
Now, he broke down why there should be people in cuffs in jail fighting a bond right now while this case is being investigated. And he broke down the exact crimes they have already committed.
This is all very suspicious activity. We know that based on an audio recording and some video that Nolan Wells can be heard saying, "Give me my freaking keys." Excuse me, give me my freaking phone.
For real?
And there's been two different versions. Some said he said, "Give me my freaking phone," or some say he said, "Give me my ML phone." Regardless, he was asking or demanding his phone. Someone had his phone who did not have permission to have his phone.
Facts.
So the first thing I see, the simplest thing I see, is who had his phone and why, and was that theft of the phone? Sometimes we look at the largest case, we try to get to murder, but the person that took his phone committed a crime right there. There are witnesses to who took that phone.
This is what we're talking about,
I didn't even know about that.
This is how it looks like when somebody really wants to solve something. This is how it looks like if somebody really cares. This is how it looks like when there's a concerted effort to figure out what happened. You know what you don't do? You don't say, hey, do y'all want to talk? Nope, we ain't got nothing to say. IG deleted, phones off.
Facts.
We don't got nothing to say. Mama's a judge. Mama said don't talk. We good. Okay, cool. Hey man, there's nothing.
Pages.
You know, we didn't find nothing wrong. No, right? You get down to the bottom of this, man. If Nolan Wells was any other race, we're not even gonna say white. You know why we're not gonna say white? Right? Because when we say white, now it's race hustling. When we say white, now it's grifting. So if Nolan Wells was any other race, and his friends, now we're gonna say black now.
Like, be there for real, bro, and look at it like this. It's not a race, but imagine somebody telling you your loved one, we not gonna tell you what the hell happened because we only spent an hour investigating. An hour investigating? And you calling it a rap? these niggas done spend days, a month, a year trying to solve this case. An hour? That's wicked, right?
Friends were black, because we know how they do us. If Nolan Wells was any other race and his friends were black, you don't think if that video comes out of Nolan Wells screaming, give me back my phone, what y'all doing? They not charging them with theft, robbery, or something. They not bringing, listen, they will be in jail. They will find out who Nolan Wells was arguing with, who had the phone, and once Nolan Wells said, give me back my phone, and you guys didn't give it back, that's theft. If those kids were black, they'll be in jail right now. Ain't it funny the police forget how to make people rat? They forget how to make people squeal. They forget the art of turning somebody into a rat when it comes to Nolan Wells. They've been doing it to us for centuries.
Like, they don't know how to make somebody
Should we tell you guys what y'all gameplay is? Y'all gameplay has always been, if you trying to get somebody to squeal, if you're trying to get somebody to tell on something that took place in the neighborhood, come and pick them up on a Friday on something petty. And you make sure to pick them up at 4 p.m. on a Friday so they can sit in jail for the longest. Sit in jail all weekend long. You see a judge on Monday, the judge let you out on bond, and then pick them up again in 2 weeks on something very petty and have them sit in jail again for another weekend. And you rinse and repeat until they squeal. These are sheltered kids who've never been in trouble or been in jail. Sitting in jail for a weekend will make them start telling you guys what we want to know. But because, again, these are powerful kids with powerful parents, nah. Now, the judge would also describe another crime that would allow the police to bring multiple people in. Now, the phone thing, probably one person, but the person that probably had the phone, who knows? So the phone thing is just one person. Now, the judge would also describe another crime that could be used damn near as a RICO. You bring all of them in that was at that Horn Island on these charges and make them tell on each other.
If an affidavit is signed, an arrest warrant could be signed by a judge in Mississippi to go after that person that had that phone unlawfully. We know, based on his own words, Nolan Wells' words while he was alive, he did not give whoever had that phone permission to have that phone. So was that theft? I think if an affidavit is signed, if it was presented to me when I was a judge, I would have signed an arrest warrant for the person for theft of that phone, based on what I've heard. It'd have to be an affidavit format, but if it was presented to me in affidavit format from law enforcement, I would sign the arrest warrant for, at least at this point, theft of the man's phone. We know who had it. We know who didn't report it to the family. The family had to go find it, and we know that Nolan Wells said give it back to him, and evidently it was not given back to him. Why was that? All of the other things I've stated, you piece it together. Is there enough right now for arrest warrants for murder? That is a good question. I do know at this point there should have been search warrants signed by a judge. Evidence should have been presented to a judge by now. We are nearly 7 days after July the 4th, when he was first reported missing.
7 days.
There should have been evidence submitted by Jackson County law enforcement agents. We do know at this point, low-hanging fruit. There should be an investigation about the underage drinking, who provided the alcohol.
Facts,
those individuals could be immediately arrested based on if there was any sworn testimony presented to a judge. I believe a judge could immediately sign an arrest warrant for those who provided the alcohol to underage individuals.
There were a couple hundred people on that island. Nobody saw nothing. Nolan drowned and nobody saw it.
Facts.
Nobody saw anything happen to Nolan. Nobody saw Nolan leave the island. Nobody.
Facts. 100.
Some people know something.
100 people there, ain't nobody gonna reach in and save him. Somebody throw somebody a life jacket out or something. A little tube, a noodle. Nobody gonna save him. Stop it, bro.
That underage drinking thing, because they were, like Nolan and his friends were under 21. There were multiple kids, that probably 100 plus under 21.
Facts.
Well, you get to find out, okay, who brought the liquor to the island? Who in Nolan friend group brought liquor? Because even if you're under 21, you can still get charged with underage drinking by providing liquor to underage people, even if you're under 21. Okay, which one of Nolan friends in that friend group brought the liquor? Okay, cool. You had liquor in your hand and you passed the beer to your homie? Okay, cool, you going too.
Ooh.
They'll probably get you about 20 plus arrest. Once you got about 20 plus people in, I can already tell you now from covering rap cases, we've never seen a case where more than 5 people where everybody kept it solid.
Yeah.
We've never seen it. 5 plus people, they squilling.
So basically, if the police really wanted to get somebody, they could have got somebody by being petty. So they didn't want to do no work. That's crazy.
But these are the things we're supposed to be focusing on. These are the things we're supposed to be talking about. But instead, they want to ignore all of this. Even the man said, yo, the police ain't even applied for search warrants yet. Just the very fact that a missing person who ended up dead phone is found on that boat or found in your possession, oh yeah, that right there is probable cause for us to do a search warrant of that house to find if anything else belonging to Nolan is in that house. That hasn't even been done yet. A judge has not even been approached yet in regards to this Nolan Wells investigation. Something fishy is going on here and it doesn't smell right. But instead of people focusing on this, instead of people focusing on what really matters, you got people like Jason Whitlock, who's doing 2-hour-plus live streams talking about how the family don't deserve to be getting money from the public. I'm appalled, bro. Y'all are disgusting.
I don't deserve no money. My son just passed away. I gotta pay for a funeral? Shit, I need time off work, get my hair right, nigga. I don't deserve no type of money. No, nothing. I don't need no money. You could probably a burial, a lawyer for this case. Nigga, bring somebody pay a goddamn. What? Stay out of people's business.
They have launched a GoFundMe.
Ooh, $1 million is crazy.
In loving memory of
they deserve it.
Nolan Xavier Wells. They're up to about $650,000 on this GoFundMe. There's a report that Byron Allen, black billionaire, media mogul, has donated $100,000 to the Nolan Wells GoFundMe.
Sheesh.
This thing.
Sheesh. They deserve it though, bro. This is crucial, man. Imagine your son going out to hang with his friends and he don't come back home. You mad at somebody's family for getting?
I think we'll get to $1 million. They got a goal of 750, but they just keep raising the goal every time they reach it, and it gets higher. You know, it may have started out at like $50,000, but
why wouldn't you keep raising it? If they gonna keep giving me money, why not? Shit. Why not? Why not? I feel like everybody should have a GoFundMe account. I'm finna make one today. Hey, local YouTubers, support them, nigga. I'll make it one today. Shit, man. Imagine a million people give you $1. That's $1 million. That's what everybody need to do. Hey, I got a new code to get everybody rich. Everybody in the world cash out somebody $1. But the thing about it, you gotta do it to somebody else too. So you gotta pass it along. Everybody gotta give you $1. Everybody be a millionaire. Facts, nigga.
now they're all the way up to the goal is $750,000, and I would suspect by the end of the day they'll have a goal of $850,000 because they'll.
I might just thought of something. Hold on, y'all. Let the video play.
They'll surpass the $700,000 mark or whatever. It's troubling. Is what the only thing I can call this is troubling that They're following in a pattern that we saw from Carmelo Anthony's family. My black child has died, and I'm owed reparations. I'm owed some sort of financial settlement because my black child died in proximity to a white person. And I get to launch a charity off of this tragedy, and that money will help soothe the pain of the loss of my child.
You are a miserable, evil, disgusting old man. Now, I can understand if you got a problem with, let's say, Ben Crump or Al Sharpton getting involved. Again, understandable. Whatever your opinion is.
You a hater. You just mad nobody want to give your ass no money. I would never spoke on that. I'm mad at a family for getting some money. I'm using my son. Man, he died. What the hell am I supposed to do? The hell?
On them, understandable. But to go as low as attacking the parents who just lost their kid? The parents aren't forcing anybody to donate.
Fact.
They aren't saying you must don't. No,
You want to send me money, send me money. Shit, I ain't finna just crank out that 50,000 we leaving in. Let's throw $2 million on this motherfucker. Shit.
started a GoFundMe. Hey, we're gonna be chasing justice. We lost our kid. We're probably gonna be like away from our jobs, away from our business, trying to figure out how to get him justice. If you want to donate and help out with the cause, here it is.
Facts.
And people are giving their money because they resonate with this story, because they feel for these parents. And you still got a problem with that? You still got a problem with that. And I don't understand why. Why would anybody have a problem with people giving their money free will to these parents who just lost their kid? You think these parents would choose the money over getting their son back? No, genuinely, you think this money is gonna soothe out the lifelong pain they currently have due to the loss of their son? And I never understand, y'all don't have this energy for anybody else other than your own. Y'all don't have this energy for anybody else, yo. It's never.
Facts. If it was anybody else getting a GoFundMe, would you really be talking? You mad because somebody sent somebody else some money. Make you a GoFundMe, shit.
Nobody else.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
There was a woman, Shiloh Hendricks, who raised like $800,000 because she lost her job after calling a 5-year-old autistic black boy the N-word with the hard R at a public park. Where was this energy for Shiloh Hendricks? Where was it at?
They gave her some money?
As a matter of fact, let's take a look at what Jason Whitlock had to say about Shiloh Hendricks. Again, I haven't even researched it yet, okay? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what Jason Whitlock had to say about Shiloh Hendricks. Why don't I see no show about this? Why don't I see no show about this?
Shiloh.
How Shiloh Hendricks and Carmelo Anthony benefit? All right, man. All right, man. Hey, yo, listen. To play.
He only speaking on to get money. Controversy. You know, the only thing that really get you more money is controversy.
AK to the white supremacists who follow him, when he spoke on Shiloh Hendricks, who got like almost $700,000 to $800,000 for calling a black boy the hard R.
Sheesh. What?
He had to pair it with Carmelo Anthony to make the white supremacists who watch him feel a little better. Bro, mind your business. This got nothing to do with you. You ain't donate. This is not your money. Why do you give a damn? Why must y'all harass these innocent people? They not bothering nobody. They try
700,000 niggas. He called me the ER. No Winnie the Pooh.
to get justice for their son. Why do y'all continue to harass him?
700,000.
Look at this hating nonsense he engaged in. Yo, watch this, bro. Watch this. They didn't come begging you for money. Why do you care? How much money they get? Why?
And I get the pretense of the argument would be, well, I've got to have money to buy the kind of justice that I want for my child.
Duh.
I guess the argument would be that Mississippi is so racist that if I don't have money to spread around, I can't get Mississippi, law enforcement in Mississippi, to pursue the truth.
Duh.
But there's also the other argument that some people could make is if I don't have money, I can't manipulate the truth. I can't produce.
What you mean manipulate the truth? Somebody didn't make it home. What you mean manipulate the truth? We trying to get this person home. So we need all the resources from the money. We need the good lawyers, the goddamn private investigator, goddamn, hey, somebody to talk to these kids. You feel me?
The truth that I want. And so let me start a GoFundMe. Maybe I'll use some of it to improve my life. Maybe I'll use some of it to make sure I get an autopsy report that backs up my contention, or an autopsy report that tells the truth, a toxicology report that tells the truth or supports my narrative. But this seems like the way that we're headed, and I'm pointing to Carmelo Anthony as like, he laid the blueprint, but maybe I should point even further back that this has been the point.
He laid the blueprint. Nigga, GoFundMe been around. Nigga, Alexa, when did GoFundMe start?
GoFundMe launched on May 10, 2010.
Was it a seed in there? No. 20. Fucking GoFundMe been open since 2010. What you mean that the blueprint? People ain't just now start giving money to people when people die. People got GoFundMe for, hey, I want to go to Vegas for my birthday.
Of the entire Black Lives Matter movement.
Jason Whitlock used to be so much more believable with his LARP. I feel like the LARP has kind of got, like, it's gotten still, bro. Right? The parents have came out and said they don't think it's a race thing. The parents have not brought up race not once. They simply said, we just want a private investigation. And we will bankroll it and we will fund the private investigation for our son. And if y'all want to help with this private investigation,
Facts.
here's the GoFundMe, y'all can help, but we're going to do it.
That's what's up.
That's all they've ever said. They ain't accused nobody. They ain't said this person did it or this person did it. They ain't say the 3 white friends did it.
Fact. I
They
ain't
just
even
said
say
we
that.
want
I
a
just
private
said they
investigation. And you're still choosing to attack those people, which tells me it's never about what they say. It's always about their skin tone. If you black, you are going to be on the receiving end of Jason Whitlock. As simple as that. It makes no sense whatsoever. But let me know what you guys think, all right?
I think, I don't know what that old man, he going through shit. That's all it is, bro. If you worry about somebody getting money because their son died, yeah, you got too much time on your hand, buddy. But hit that like button, comment down below, 3 strikes to the film. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that. What the fuck?